So there's a bunch of hearings in the House Intelligence Committee this week about the Ukraine impeachment, all of that. We don't know what those hearings comprise because they're secret. They don't have to be secret, but the Democrats voted to make them secret. And the reason they did that is because they want to leak selected testimony, it's under oath, by 6 or 7 individuals who know something about Ukraine out to the press to make Donald Trump look bad. That's why. Now, if it were public and everybody heard it, then you couldn't do that because the bigger picture would be on the record. That's number one. Number two, this whole impeachment business is not what many Americans think it is. It's not really about a phone call to the Ukrainian president by Donald Trump asking the president to cooperate in corruption investigations. It's not about that. Because a president can do that. He has an obligation to uncover corruption if he or she believes it is happening, and can ask any head of state to cooperate. What this is about is John Durham. You know that name? John Durham? He's the U.S. attorney appointed by Attorney General William Barr to investigate the origins of the Russian collusion situation and alleged corruption by FBI, CIA, State Department under Barack Obama, and Defense Department under Barack Obama. Those are the 4 areas that John Durham, U.S. Attorney from Connecticut, is investigating. The hate Trump media and the Democratic Party know. The odds are that Mr. Durham is going to find massive wrongdoing, and people could be charged. Durham has that power. He has the power to indict. That will likely happen next year sometime, right smack in the middle of the presidential race. That's going to help Donald Trump a lot, particularly if guys like Comey and McCabe and Brennan and these people are indicted. Trump can go all day long and look what they did. Look what they tried to do. Those corrupt people. So the anticipation was, well, what is Joe Biden going to say about his son making tens of millions of dollars from China and Ukraine? How's that going to come out? We'll tape.
On Sunday, you announced that if you're president, no one in your family or associated with you will be involved in any foreign businesses. My question is, if it's not okay for a president's family to be involved in foreign businesses, why was it okay for your son when you were vice president? Vice President Biden?
Look, my son did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong. I carried out the policy of the United States government in rooting out corruption in Ukraine. And that's what we should be focusing on. And what I wanted to make a point about, and my son's statement speaks for itself. He spoke about it today. My son's statement speaks for itself. What I think is important is we focus on why it's so important to remove this man from office.
But Mr. Vice President, as you said, your son Hunter today gave an interview, admitted that he made a mistake and showed poor judgment by serving on that board in Ukraine. Did you make a mistake by letting him? You were the point person on Ukraine at the time, if you can answer.
I'm proud of the judgment he made. I'm proud of what he had to say. And let's focus on this. The fact of the matter is that this is about Trump's corruption. That's what we should be focusing on.
Classic deflection, right? Okay, but the fact that he's proud that his son said he had poor judgment, okay, maybe he's proud that the son is owning up, but we got nothing out of that exchange. And I told you yesterday that Biden would have a prepared statement. The prepared statement is, I didn't do anything wrong, my son didn't do anything wrong, I'm a corruption fighter, and we got to get Trump out of office. That's it. And he's never going to say anything different. But if you are the moderator, you anticipate that's what he's going to do. And you say, it's wrong, isn't it, Mr. Vice President, to use your position so your family can make millions and millions of dollars? And that's what happened. The bank account isn't false. That's what happened. So you got to pin it. Biden didn't get a lot of airtime. Elizabeth Warren got a lot more than he did. And look, befuddled sometimes. Here's one of the times. Go.
I would eliminate the capital gains tax. I would raise the capital gains tax to the highest rate of 39.5%. I would double it. Because guess what? Why in God's name should someone who's clipping coupons in the stock market pay a lower tax rate than someone who, in fact, is, like I said, a school teacher and a firefighter? It's ridiculous.
In fact, that's a bunch of garbage, okay? And you can't even articulate. I'm going to double it. No, I'm going to eliminate it. You know what you're saying out there. Yesterday, Donald Trump convenes a meeting in the White House with Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, the Democrats, to talk about Syria. Okay? Meeting blows up. Of course it's going to blow up. They hate each other. They're not going to cooperate with each other. Why the president even bothered, I don't know. Here's Pelosi. Go.
Most importantly, asking the president what his plan was to fight ISIS now that he had disrupted what was going on in Syria. He couldn't handle it. He just couldn't handle it. But 2-1, the Republicans voted to oppose what he was doing in Syria. He just couldn't handle it, so he kind of engaged in a meltdown.
I had a meltdown. It's true what she said, that the House voted 354 to 60, all right, to oppose a measure where President Trump is withdrawing troops from northern Syria. That's true. And I said, it's not the right time for that. You remember. Now, did President Trump melt down? Not according to the Republicans who were at the meeting. So, of course, Trump tweets this. Go. Quote, Nancy Pelosi needs help fast. There's either something wrong with her upstairs or she just plain doesn't like our great country. She had a total meltdown in the White House today. Very sad to watch. Pray for her. She's a very sick person. Unquote. Why are we doing this? To both of you. The House, Speaker of the House, and the President of the United States. Why? Okay, you don't like the policy? Fine. Nobody's melting down. This is insane. It's just destructive. Stop it. Stop it. Now, Pompeo and Pence, Vice President, Secretary of State, go to Turkey, see to Erdogan. Erdogan says, okay, whatever you want, I'll do because you'll break the Turkey economy if I don't do it. That's what it is. Trump sends them over and says, look, if you're going to murder people, Kurds or anybody else, we're going to break your economy. So Erdogan says, oh, no. We'll have a ceasefire. We'll do what you want. That's where it stands now. And by the way, did you hear Nancy Pelosi one time while ISIS was rising under President Obama? Remember, under President Obama, who pulled all American troops out of Iraq, ISIS ran wild and killed tens of thousands of innocent people. Did you hear Pelosi one time object to that? No. So she's off.